be it fate, timing, or pure conviction. Korea was not prepared for what Kim Woo-bin and Shin Min-ah revealed that morning. The news broke like a wave, no teaser, no rumor, no PR leak. Just one statement from their joint agency. And within 10 minutes, Kim Woo-bin and Shin Min-ah's shocking announcement became the #1 trending phrase across every platform. It had only been 3 weeks since the couple welcomed their first child. Yet their names were once again on every headline, every phone screen, every whisper of cafe conversation. Fans waited, hearts pounding, wondering if it was another brand deal, a hidden drama comeback, or something far more personal. When the couple appeared before the press that day, the air seemed to shift. The studio lights glared with a sterile brightness that mirrored the tension in the room. Kim Woo-bin, dressed in an understated black suit, exuded calm authority. Beside him, Shin Min-ah's gentle smile hid the quiet determination of someone who had already made peace with the storm to come. They bowed politely, exchanged a glance that seemed to hold an entire lifetime of trust. And then Shin Min-ah spoke softly into the microphone. "We have made a decision regarding our child's future." The words alone carried no scandal. Weight in her voice was enough to silence 100 cameras. First, no one understood what she meant. She continued, her tone unwavering. "Our child will not be part of the entertainment industry, not now, not by default. Not unless it's their own will someday." A collective murmur rippled through the hall. Woo-bin took over, his deep voice resonant and calm. "We have signed an official legal document to guarantee that choice. No agency, no production offer, no public demand will ever interfere. Our child's life belongs only to them." In that moment, the room froze. It wasn't a scandal, it was a manifesto. As the press conference concluded, the reaction was immediate and chaotic. Headlines screamed across the internet, "Unprecedented, Kim Woo-bin and Shin Min-ah sign contract to keep child out of showbiz." Some called it admirable, others, strange. The public had long idolized them as Korea's golden couple, beautiful, successful, untainted by controversy. Yet this act, so quiet and personal, somehow felt like rebellion. For decades, celebrity families had been built on legacy and exposure. Children were often the next stars before they could even walk. But Kim Woo-bin and Shin Min-ah had just turned that culture upside down. Behind the scenes, the decision had been months in the making. During Shin Min-ah's pregnancy, both stars withdrew completely from public life. While fans speculated about luxury nurseries and designer baby clothes, the couple was instead meeting lawyers, discussing moral clauses, and drafting what they later called the Freedom Agreement. The document contained clear terms: their child's name, image, and any personal information would remain private. Any contract offer involving the child, be it commercials, magazine covers, or variety shows, would be automatically declined. Grandparents and relatives were required to agree not to speak to the media about the baby. It was radical. It was unheard of. And it was absolutely intentional. Their lawyer, when contacted by a major newspaper, confirmed the authenticity of the contract. "Yes, they signed it," he said. "It's legally binding, covering domestic and international jurisdictions." It is the first of its kind in Korean entertainment. Industry insiders were stunned. Praised the couple for prioritizing family over fame. Others whispered that they might regret it later, that a child born into stardom could never truly escape the spotlight. But for Woo-bin and Min-ah, that was precisely the point. In a rare interview snippet that leaked later, Woo-bin was heard telling a close friend, "I've lived in front of cameras since I was 20. I've seen how light can heal you and destroy you at the same time. I don't want that for them, not until they choose it." Min-ah, meanwhile, reportedly told her manager, "I want our child to play in the dirt, to fall, to fail, to grow up without the noise of expectation." It wasn't just a decision about privacy. It was a quiet act of defiance, a statement about humanity in a culture obsessed with perfection. As the first day passed, opinions divided sharply. On social media, thousands of fans flooded the profiles with messages of admiration. "This is real love," one comment read. "They're protecting their baby from the madness we created." Others accused them of arrogance, of using privacy as another form of publicity. One TV host sneered during a late-night broadcast, "Really want privacy? Why hold a press conference?" Yet even in criticism, the fascination grew. Every detail of the Freedom Agreement became headline material: the clauses, the signatures, even the seal color on the paper. Still, there was something hauntingly graceful about how the couple handled it. They didn't defend or explain further. No social media posts followed. No interviews. Just silence. In the days that came after, Rossi began to notice something unusual. There were no leaks. No hidden photos, no insider tips. It was as if the couple had vanished behind an invisible curtain. Their home and soul became a fortress of calm. Neighbors described seeing Woo Bin walking the baby stroller at dawn. His face serene, headphones in, ignoring the flashing lights that tried to follow him. The rhythm of their life had changed completely. Shin Min spent most mornings by the window, reading or sketching while the baby slept. Woo Bin, once a man constantly on sets, was now learning lullabies. The actors who had once embodied glamour were now performing the quietest, most profound roles of their lives, that of parents. Every day away from the camera seemed to strengthen their resolve. They announced had not been a publicity stunt, it was a vow. To their child, to each other, and to kind of peace few celebrities ever find. By the end of that week, international media began picking up the story. Japanese and American entertainment sites labeled it a shocking but admirable act of parental courage. Commentators drew comparisons to Hollywood's fiercely private families. But there was something distinctly Korean about the grace with which the couple had done it, formal, respectful, yet emotionally raw. In a society that often equates success with exposure, Kim Woo Bin and Shin Min had chosen the opposite, obscurity as a form of protection. Still, one question lingered in every discussion: what happens when the child grows up? Could a contract signed today shape a destiny tomorrow? Legal experts debated the ethics, while fan communities turned it into a philosophical debate. Is freedom decided by parents or earned by children? The irony wasn't lost on anyone. In trying to give their child freedom, the couple had started a conversation about control. As the media frenzy began to cool, one final image from that press conference lingered in everyone's mind: Shin Min gently touching Woo Bin's hand as they stood to leave. Her voice barely audible but caught by a nearby microphone. "Let's go home." Those three words captured everything: defiance, peace, love, all in one breath. The cameras flashed one last time, and then the door closed behind them. Outside, the world kept talking, analyzing, speculating. Inside their quiet home, far from the noise, a lullaby played softly. The child stirred. The city lights flickered through the curtains, and Kim Woo Bin whispered, "You'll decide your own story someday." Camera lens never caught that moment, and maybe that was the point. The shock did not fade overnight. It grew, evolved, and took on a life of its own, spreading across TV studios, podcasts, cafes, and family living rooms. By the morning after the announcement, a major network had rearranged its schedule. Talk shows dissected every word. Headlines screamed in red fonts: 3 weeks postpartum, Kim Woo Bin and Shin Min redefined celebrity parenting. Others were more dramatic: rebellion against fame, the couple who said no to showbiz for their child. Within 48 hours, the topic became a national debate, not just about parenting, but about what it means to be free in a country where fame often comes before choice. Some commentators called their decision revolutionary. Others said it was naive. Prominent columnist in the Korea Times wrote, "This is what happens when love dares to challenge tradition. They have not just broken a norm, they have declared war on a system that feeds on exposure." For days, Woo Bin and Min remained silent. The agency refused interviews, and their close friends ignored every question from the press. But silence, in the entertainment world, is never empty. It is louder than any statement. People curious, hungry, desperate for meaning. Fans organized online campaigns titled "Let the Child Be Free," flooding social media with messages of support. "They're doing what every parent dreams of, protecting their child from the chaos we built," wrote one fan. Others mocked it. "If you want privacy, why make it public? Isn't that another performance?" The irony was inescapable. Still, amid the chaos, something shifted. For the first time in years, the entertainment industry found itself facing a moral question instead of a marketing one. Behind closed doors, agencies began quietly consulting their legal teams, wondering if they should prepare similar contracts for celebrity families. A producer admitted anonymously, "This becomes a trend. It'll change how we plan family-centered content forever." Meanwhile, journalists dug deeper. uncovering details about the now famous Freedom Agreement. It had been drafted over 4 months by 2 law firms and reviewed by a team of psychologists and human rights advisors. The document didn't just prohibit media appearances, it also included clauses against any brand using the child's implied image or likeness in future AI or digital campaigns. It even ensured that the child would have the right to revoke the parent's previous media permissions upon reaching adulthood. It wasn't just protection, it was autonomy, legally encoded. By the end of that week, the discussion had spread beyond Korea. International outlets began calling it the Korean parenting revolution. American news programs debated whether Hollywood could follow such an example. In Japan, online forums praised the couple for their dignity, describing them as guardians of childhood in an age of screens. Even in France, a fashion magazine noted, "The woman once known for elegance on the runway now defines elegance through silence." But not everyone was pleased. Industry veterans accused them of hypocrisy, arguing that their fame had given them the privilege to reject the system that built them. One anonymous insider commented, "Came icons because of public love. You can't just shut that love off." Yet those close to the couple knew this wasn't about rejection, it was about healing. Woo Bin's battle with cancer years earlier had changed him profoundly. Friends said that since his recovery, he had often spoken about wanting to live quietly, like a tree. When Minna became pregnant, two spent hours talking about the kind of world they wanted for their child. A close acquaintance recalled, didn't want their baby's name to trend before they could even speak. They wanted peace, not perfection. The statement had also hit a nerve within Korean society, where public image often dictates identity. Many parents found themselves reflecting. Online forums filled with messages like, "Maybe I'm chasing too much for my child's future." Psychologists appeared on talk shows, explaining the concept of performance childhood, a life lived for others' expectations. Slowly, the conversation began to shift from shock to understanding. Weeks later, as the frenzy died down, a short editorial appeared on Naver News under the title "From Scandal to Symbol." It read, "At first, we were surprised because they refused us, the audience. But what if their refusal is love in its purest form? In an age of exposure, choosing privacy is the new courage." Public sentiment began to soften. Hashtags once filled with outrage now overflowed with admiration. They didn't reject fame, they reclaimed humanity. One viral comment, "The baby, a name to the world," had become a symbol of innocence, the unseen, untouchable heart of the story. Months passed. Kim Woo-bin slowly returned to filming, but only in selective projects that reflected his new philosophy: quiet, character-driven, deeply human roles. Shin, too, working again. Her interviews come but glowing with new warmth. When asked about motherhood, she smiled faintly and said, "Not about what we give our child. It's about what we don't take away." Even their agency seemed to evolve. Reports suggested they were developing ethical representation guidelines for future artists. Inspired by the couple's principles, younger actors began publicly praising Woo Bin and Min, showing that love can be stronger than contracts. Slowly, what began as a shock had turned into a movement. All this, the couple never revealed the baby's name, gender, or face. Every tabloid attempt to uncover details failed. Paparazzi who once shadowed them gave up, realizing they were witnessing not secrecy, but serenity. Neighbors spoke of the couple living a simple life: early morning walks, occasional grocery trips, laughter echoing through a small garden. There were no bodyguards, no black vans, just peace. One chilly autumn morning, a passerby spotted them near Han River Park, Woo Bin holding a cup of coffee. Shin are wearing a plain hat. Stroller. They looked ordinary, unremarkable. And yet, in that ordinariness, there was a kind of power the entertainment world could never replicate. A photo was taken from afar. And imperfect. It went viral anyway. Captioned simply, "Happiness looks like this." In the end, their decision had done something no marketing strategy could. It made people reflect on their own definitions of success and freedom. In protecting their child, had protected something larger, the idea that life can exist beyond the lens. That not every story needs to be told to be real. As the media moved on to the next controversy, the couple disappeared once more into their quiet rhythm. Woo Bin was occasionally seen reading scripts at a cafe, not painting near the window. Their child was somewhere nearby, unseen, unphotographed, but deeply loved. Perhaps that was the legacy they wanted to leave, not another dynasty of fame, but a sanctuary of choice. Final paragraph of a rare editorial dedicated to them. Journalist wrote, Kim Woo-bin and Shin Min-ah didn't just reject the spotlight. They redefined what it means to shine. In their silence, the world heard something louder than applause. It heard sincerity. As night fell over Seoul, their home lights dimmed, and for once, no cameras watched. In that small universe of quiet laughter and lullabies, the decision that once shook the nation had become nothing more than love, pure, simple, and infinite.